세러데이 쇼다운. 하나생명 e스포츠 대 젠지 e스포츠.
Don't think Faker's going to get a 0 again this series.
No, I don't think so either.
Happen, so.
I think, you know, maybe they'll just take it away and make sure that that one doesn't happen. As Fearless will be able to do that for him. That's the joke that Orcs just made. It was a very funny one.
Thank you for explaining my joke. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Just in case someone out there didn't get it.
Yeah.
Or is this just their first time tuning in since we introduced Fearless? You just had to lay it on them. So thank you for the support.
You're welcome.
So looks like Orianna Bard going to continue being banned away to no surprise. There's still like Varus that's been taken out. After that, I think it's less fixed. Ashe going to get taken away again. It was taken away second rotation last time. Trimming out the power of some of these bot lanes. A lot of range supports have already gone.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that we have a situation where both Karma and Rumble are gone for the pool already, because normally...
Yeah, you still have to be banning them, right?
Yeah. Most ban picks in our league I mean, Rumble by far, but Karma is slightly ahead of Varus. Varus will keep getting banned.
So last time there was a Scion ban, there was a Jarvan ban, Poppy was taken away as well. There's a few of these things that do need to be addressed. I don't know whether the Poppy ban really needs a revisit,
yeah,
but maybe the Jarvan.
I think maybe the Poppy was specifically because it was good into a lot of champs like Vi, Cassante, right? I think the Scion was because they wanted to go the Jace. It feels like Dplus is just heavily limiting the power of these bot lane pairings. Obviously playing the Kate Lux put some fear into them.
Oh, I'm really worried that Career is like, give me the Nautilus, we're going to set up for some engage, and they're going to go head first into Anivia.
There's no way.
I for some reason feel like that might happen. Well, Yanara is going to be taken away, so Jarvan is a likely first pick, and that will at least distract them from the potential Nautilus angle.
Annie's also available.
Oh, that's a good one.
With the mid pool thinned out, I think could be a decent amount of priority. Might end up with like Annie Aurora matchup. Obviously, Aurora can be flexed, but I think Annie's just been so strong recently.
And that is going to be the lock-in. Showmaker, no stranger to this pick either, does really like to take it early in draft. And so T1, it's now their turn to respond. I imagine a Jarvan and a something is probably going to be the
Jarvan,
lock-in.
maybe. You can technically flex your Aurora, but it's probably just going to go into Annie. Aurora has kind of been like the de facto, this is what you play into Annie that we've seen in the LCK.
Yep.
So we'll see if that just ends up being the case in this situation. Starting off with a Gnar pickup though, for Doran. Gnar obviously a pick that's been very successful so far in the LCK.
Yeah.
I mean, historically, but specifically this season, it's been doing really well. So it's going to be the Narvin.
All right.
I remember this was like the OG combo when Gnar first released, because you'd like slam them into the... I mean, they were both just strong.
You just Cataclysm and then ultimate in any direction you want on the Gnar, and it was free.
Yeah, it was pretty bonkers.
The Lucid was a real big fan of the Jungle Z when it first came out, or when it first started to be a thing. It's weird to say when it first came out. That was before he started playing League of Legends. It's going to be a Lee Sin instead, though.
Okay, you have the point-and-click CC already from the Annie in the mid lane. In terms of top lane, some of the options have gone away.
Yorick.
There is the Renekton, which, you know, a lot of people favor the Gnar into the Renekton, but we have seen people play the Renekton into Gnar, and, you know, you have the setup for the Lee Sin. You could just turn him into orange buff.
Oh, dear.
Looks like she was going to go for the Vayne into the Gnar.
That's scary. Because as soon as you put a Vayne in the top lane, it just makes your comp look wonky.
Yeah, no, I agree. But also, I mean, into Gnar, great matchup. Obviously, Gnar likes to play into melee so he can outrange. He does have short range himself, so Vayne should be able to bully him quite a bit. But also into Jarvan. Trying to do anything to a Vayne as a Jarvan feels so pointless. And if you ever Cataclysm her...
She just condemns you.
Yeah. So, not the most fun for Ona in this situation. For T1... just going to take the Aurora into the Annie. Not much of a surprise there. Didn't want to prioritize it in those first two because they wanted to secure the Gnar, which in hindsight, they might regret a little bit now.
We have seen Blind Gnar being picked up more and more throughout, especially this week of the LCK, just with the amount of success that it's had. Sivir, though, going to be banned away from the Jarvan
Yeah, that's
side.
weird. I don't think that needed a ban. I think you're not really going to play Sivir into Jarvan. Most teams have a big aversion to that for good reason, but... I guess just really wanted to make sure, like, definitely make sure they don't play it.
Yeah. They could play a Ziggs comp. I feel like a Ziggs Pike would actually be really funny here. Maybe a Ziggs
Funny
and something that's tanky.
Funny or good?
Funny. Maybe a Mel bottom lane would be fun too. But instead, Nautilus going to be taken away. I'm glad, because running that Nautilus into a potential Anivia would be a very scary thing.
I think Callista Renata still being available.
See? T1 agree with me.
Yeah,
it could be funny.
They see that.
No funny allowed.
Callista Renata is something that could be on the cards. Especially like these compositions are pretty short ranged. And we've seen it rise in priority since Callista got those buffs. I think of all the pairings that have been taken away now that we've seen, like, you know, the fact that Axe Seraphine's gone.
Yeah, I think banning it away is smart.
Corki Nami. Callista Renata kind of stands out as one of the last ones left, and that's also being taken away. Really trimming the pool right now.
Zeri. Is it just give me the Zeri Yuumi? It seems frightening. But they don't have a lot of, you know, the Nautilus and Vi are both gone.
Oh, Lucian. And then
Lucian Sona?
You leave yourself open to go Braum or Milio. So you have those two options. No, instead they're going for the Pike.
All right.
A pick carrier is pretty known for.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this one.
A lot of roaming potential. And it looks like so often I feel like we see Corki into Jarvan, just you can Valk out the Cataclysm. It's that simple.
Yep.
Pretty stable pick.
I don't know whether it's like awe-inspiring, you know? This sort of choice doesn't exactly make me feel, oh, this rounds out the draft. But it is fine.
Now,
see what Korea's going to play, though. I think this is the big part.
Something with CC to set up the Lee Sin and also just help with engage, because right now...
Nah, give me the Sona. I want Flash Crescendo into Bear, into kick a priority target.
Okay.
That's the plan. It also denies... well, actually, no, they switched to Pike, so it doesn't actually matter. Let's see what he does decide to go with, though. They are waiting out the clock. And it's Poppy. Okay.
I think Poppy has some decent interactions in some of the T1 champions. Not as reliable as some other engage supports, but you know, if you're playing well, if you get like a big ult, if you knock someone into terrain, and
good matchup into Pike too.
Yeah, and there will be terrain made in fights. That is a guarantee. So definitely can have some value there.
Wait, Mel Pike for T1? I don't think they need to do that. They can just play an AD carry, I think.
Yeah.
It's Mel Pike, never mind.
Mel Pike, okay.
All right, let's see how that goes into this Poppy Corki lane.
Wait, if you reflect the Poppy ult, do you just knock them back to base?
I think so.
I assume so.
Yeah.
I do think that Mel, not the best, specifically into Annie. We kind of saw that earlier today when we had Mel into Annie, because you can kind of just drop Tidbers on her head, and it's really hard to like wait it out. But pretty good into like Lee Sin.
Yeah. Can you also, and I imagine this would be very hard to do, but you could rebut Condemn to knock a Vayne into a wall.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. I mean, Condemn has a little bit of a like sort of wind-up thing. It's very short.
Yeah, it's short, but it is there. I think it would be possible. It's just whether you're ever in a position where that's something that you're paying attention to when you're in a team fight against this team. There's probably a lot of things flying around, and I imagine the Mel probably going to be a bit of an anti-Poppy type scenario in this game. But we'll just have to see, as these drafts a little bit weird on both sides.
This feels like a Game 5 draft.
Oh, yeah.
And we're in Game 3. Yeah, a lot of chaotic energy from both these teams, but it's going to be fun, I have no doubt. Got to see what they're going to be able to do on the Rift.
Exactly. Let's do it. Let's jump into the Rift for the final game of the day. Oh, high value flag. Getting a lot of information there. Zona discovers that there are bad guys walking into his area of the map. Is this the first time we've seen Korea play Poppy so far this season? I think it might be.
Yes, it is.
Well, there you go. Faker getting electrocuted because he took some damage from the Molten Shield. That feels not so good. Faker has been not necessarily praised for his Aurora play either.
Going into today, I mean, this is no longer true, but going into today, he had played 11 unique champions. Like, he played them all just one game each.
My goodness.
And then today, he played Karma and Lulu, which he'd already played.
All right.
But that was pretty cool.
So now 12 unique champions.
Yeah.
Damn, impressive. Maybe you only just realized what Fearless meant and it didn't go from game to game.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And so now he's like, oh, so I can replay them. That's kind of cool. That might explain some of the drafts.
Just challenging himself, you know?
There we go. Oh, now thinking about trying to find an angle towards Pays, but they do manage to hit that level 2.
A lot of poke from the Mel.
Yeah. Ooh, almost gets the snare onto Smash there as well, as there is Death from Below. No, not Death from Below. Atlas, it's a Bone Skewer. And gets the flash out of Smash.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. That no Valkyrie available for Smash is a point when he's vulnerable. And connected. Oh.
Whoa, okay. Flash in from Pays. And decent steadfast presence is going to come on through. The barrier's down as well, but there's first blood over to the Mel, and Kerry is able to walk it off.
What's interesting there is that Korea tried to peel with a steadfast presence and, you know, did as much as he could.
Showmaker is 1 Q away from killing Faker, as Owner is also in a little bit of trouble here. See whether another Q is going to connect as Lucid throws it out and doesn't quite land it. So will it be now backing away?
Bit dangerous to go for that one again.
Yeah.
For Lucid, so we'll back away. Top lane, bit of a disaster so far for Doran.
And it should be.
He went cloth armor, all potions. Honestly, I respect it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Isn't it crazy that the guy called Doran didn't build the Doran's item?
He didn't. He doesn't need to sell it later, you know, so he gets full value from his money, I guess. Do you remember, like, the Vlad 9 potion start back in the day?
I remember what was it? The Garen double rejuvenation bead.
Yeah, and Chovy did that for mid-Vi back in the day as well and tried to make that popular. Everyone else was playing it in solo queue. We thought we were going to see it Worlds that year, and then it just never happened, which is good. Oh, no, it was Aurelia. I think it was Aurelia mid. It was either that or Vi. Never mind. As that is going to be another Bone Skewer connecting, and Showmaker gets caught by the flash from Carrier.
You know, something I was going to say earlier was Korea used his steadfast presence to peel for Smash, and it grounded Carrier, and I think it kind of resulted in Carrier not flashing when he would have otherwise, and they still got the kill. But this is what happens when Carrier still has his flash. He goes mid and makes a play like that.
And he's also giving the kills to the rest of his teammates as well, so it's going to make Showmaker's time a whole lot worse. Showmaker was actually having a decent time in the lane against Faker.
Yeah.
And it is now just kind of doomed, right? He's 600 gold behind down Flash. Faker still has his because Carrier came to his lane and flashed himself. As Owner's also going to be able to take the Raptors. This is going horribly wrong for DK already.
So this is that play. This is a great flash route, and then so the steadfast presence comes in, grounds Carrier so he can't flash to secure the kill where he might have otherwise. Maybe not, I don't know, but either way, still saves our summoner.
Oh, that sidestep from Sheer doesn't actually matter, but it looked pretty cool. Okay. And Doran going to be able to lock down that kill. Carrier is everywhere as, ping pong Foss bomb. That was so cool. You missed, you were looking at your notes. You didn't see the ping pong Foss bomb.
I didn't. I was thinking, is it just a guaranteed Carrier POM?
Yes.
And I think it might be.
It could definitely be that. Although, game number 2 had a pretty good Faker performance, so we'll see whether Faker can find some more angles in this game.
It's like he gets a kill bot lane, goes mid, gets a kill, goes top, gets a kill.
Yeah, you can't really get much better than that. It's like looking for a hook, finds hook.
Thing is, he sends it out early, because if you get stunned, it cancels the hook, but he sends it out, so like it's flying as the stun comes in. Just literally does everything right.
Yep. And then goes to the top lane, does everything right there as well.
Oh my god, he even...
It's not great, because it'll lose patience, but They spot that the camp is still up.
Well, he just wanted to reassure Doran that it's still there. The Krug Lord was concerned a little bit.
Ah, makes sense. All right.
Check on them for me, please. Carrier's like, okay, I've got you.
Tibbers up and available here for Showmaker. No flash though, but Korea might be able to deliver an Aurora towards Tibbers' range.
I think it's very hard to gank an Aurora.
Yeah, Korea learned that as he wanders towards the top side of the map. It's going to be a Corky versus Mel bottom lane matchup. Hopefully Jonas Strong does find the, it does go down towards the bottom lane if there is ever more phosphorus bomb ping pong. So I do think that that animation looked fantastic.
I think the thing with bot lane is that Mal's just going to be able to one-shot the wave and be very non-interactive.
It is less fun. As Tibbers is going to get drawn back there. Oh, and he just walks the 50 gold to Faker? Don't know whether that was the right idea. As Lucid's moving in, Carrier is in a precarious position. Or are DK in a precarious position, as Ona is going to flag and drag in, not able to secure the Raptor, and Lucid does safeguard out. That looked a little dicey for a moment.
Yeah, Carrier was playing a dangerous game there against the terrain with the Poppy, but I guess was ready to dash over the wall if needed. Either way, just a little camp steal from Lucid. They're trying to get set up around the Dragon area.
Yeah, there's no extra ping pongs yet. We will keep you updated if we do get another Phos Bomb ping pong. And Carrier is looking to come up and kill Xiu once again. And I think that that may just happen as, he realizes there's no way out and he is just going to be taken down. Carrier is just everywhere on this map today.
Yeah, I think it's just an easy POM.
Yeah, at this point. I mean, they do have to win.
They win the game.
Yeah. That's looking like it might be not that
It's a great
much
start.
of a stretch.
It's a pretty good start so far. Top lane, which was a lane that was really going badly. Now 500 gold up thanks to kills. Catching up with the CS department as well. Mid lane is ahead, bot lane is ahead. Would you believe all lanes are ahead?
Hey, but Lucid has killed more camps. Haha, and wards. As he does manage to take that one down. He's going to pop on over towards Korea now. As Doran is wandering back towards lane. He's going to bypass the jungle momentarily. Zona just going to wander in. He's thinking about contesting, but just going to pick up the aggro of these last couple of grubs. It might just be a 1 for 2 in favor of T1 as far as that is concerned. Carrier once again passing by. And Showmaker does pay the respect. We'll be backing away.
I hope everyone at Dplus is paying him a lot of respect.
Yes.
For the impact he's had so far. Korea and Lucid just moving together, trying to get vision control of the air. Oh, they're going for this blue. There's a lot of T1 members in the vicinity.
Yeah, Showmaker does have his stun at the ready. It's Faker rotating over. Stun going to get flashed there by Korea as Doran and Xiu fighting towards that top side. Condemn going to be used to nullify the ultimate from the Na. Not too much more going to happen. Does feel like as this game goes on, the Na and the Condemn will have about the same cooldown as Oh Dear. Wallop connects, and the stun is going to get tumbled, but the Bone Skewer won't get dodged, and Doran gets another one against this Vayne top. Xiu is just having a horrible time.
Bit of a Pike masterclass going on right now. Nice setup on that one from Doran, to be fair. But yeah, this one feels... This one, the tempo vibes are very much in favor of one team.
Yes, I would say that it's not even, it's like a tempo guarantee.
I was hoping for the game 3 being the close one. You know, when we get the game 1 and 2 on one-sided.
It's close to a perfect game.
This one doesn't feel very close at the moment. Yeah, close to a perfect game, but not because they got one grub.
Yeah, no, grubs don't count. Oh, it was almost Phos Bomb ping pong! But we didn't get it. Faker goes between worlds. Showmaker gets slowed down momentarily and will take a fair bit of damage.
What's your modern take on a perfect game? Because we've had different perspectives.
Grubs don't count. Everything else is fine. Plates also don't count. Just turrets, kills, dragons, herald, baron.
Okay.
Yeah. It's old school. Otherwise, you have to nullify all other perfect games that have ever happened. And we don't want to do that.
I don't think so. It's perfect game relative to the game state at the time.
Nah. Because otherwise it just gets too difficult to ever have a perfect.
Because the argument I've heard is the scoreboard perfect game. Is that if it's on the scoreboard, you know, so the one grub is on the scoreboard.
Well, Shiu is going to condemn one and then still just get killed by Keria again. Oh, never mind. Oh, the flash
the
death
minion
from
for the
below.
level 6.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, just give him the POM. I don't even care if DK wins this game. I'm still giving it to Keria. I can't give it to anyone. I don't have a vote. As he's going to stun up Keria, as he moves in. Faker looking to join the show, though, as the drill doesn't land, but Death from Below is going to connect onto the Annie. And, okay, maybe he's going to get something done, as that was an odd maneuver. A double kill from the grave there from Showmaker.
Well, at least we can definitely say it's not a perfect game now.
Yes, can confirm.
Under anyone's metric. Oh.
In the meantime, oh, yes, the Force Bomb ping pong, baby!
That was a rocket, to be fair.
It was the Force Bomb as well, wasn't it?
The Force Bomb didn't get ping ponged.
Ah, what a shame.
It was still a rocket ping pong.
There was still some ping ponging going on. And having the extra comet there as well just means that there's more things in the sky.
The fact it's arcade, quirky,
yeah,
adds to it, I think.
Good vibes.
Like a game of Pong.
I do want to say a huge thank you to the production team for giving us the ping pong regardless, as Lucid does get the kickback, and that will be a dead Doran. So 3 swift kills, one after another for DK. As Keria is he's not perturbed by dying in the top lane and will just go and kill Showmaker again, although Korea does come on over. Now Keria could be in a little bit of trouble between the worlds as Showmaker 1 auto away from dead and will die. Success once again as Keria moves into the mid lane. 2, 1, and 6. 100% kill contribution here on the Pike.
A little bit irritating to deal with, I won't lie. I think Dplus getting a bit sick of this Pike. I'm personally wondering what the solo laners of Dplus, maybe they typed something in old chat, maybe they went to the bathroom between games and said something to Keria, but it seems like he's angry with them.
Yeah.
Getting the level up on the minion to get the ult, that was slick. That was clean.
Revolting.
눈에 찍고 한 거야?
Yeah, Doran is pretty happy with the amount of attention that he's picking up there towards the top side. As Keria also peeling for the rest of his teammates, as Doran is able to just go 1v1 against Showmaker. And does miss the drill, which is, I think, a large reason why multiple people die. Yeah,
and here, I think Keria was just like, they expect one of us in the wreckage.
Smash just getting some value out of his Valkyrie here on this bottom lane. But 3.5k gold advantage here at 13.5 minutes into the game. Feels pretty good if you're a T1 fan. And 2-0-1 for Faker. This Aurora is doing fantastically. And this Vayne...
Oh, also the Umbral Glaive and Bloodsong. That first auto is actually going to do so much damage.
Yep. And also, you'll never be able to see him coming because he gets to clear out all of the vision forever.
There's nothing more annoying than like when a Pike just like W's up to you and just starts, especially because they all have Hail of Blades, just goes like, ah!
Yeah.
Just jabs you 3 times.
Well, Drake also going to go on over, as I guess there are dragons in this game. Second one going to be a Chemtech, so we're not going to be dealing with Chemtech souls. As Faker going to interrupt a back with a dash cannon. Showmaker is booking it towards his bottom lane.
He has ult too, he can definitely stop him again.
Yep, but now Faker could be in a little bit of trouble as he gets stunned up, does get to the other side of the world, but the Pyroblast will follow him, and he's just dead.
He did stop his recall.
Honestly, mission successful.
In terms of what he wanted to achieve, he absolutely achieved it. Just potentially misaligned with some other goals, like maintaining our gold lead.
Yeah, living.
Yeah.
The gold lead is still there. It's just a little smaller than it was previously. As Pays will interrupt Lucid's back. Might want to...
A lot of recall interruption going on.
Yeah, it seems to be... We're trying to battle for the tempo. As this is a bit sad for Korea, but looks pretty good for Keria, who's done a lot more damage, but also has made a whole bunch more money. I feel like this really doesn't tell the story of just how well he's doing outside of that 100% kill contribution, 8 out of 8. We'll now come over and clear out this Herald Pit, utilizing that Umbral Glaive very nicely. As all right, Korea is going to spot Faker, flash heroic charge to get that stun into the wall. As Showmaker going to be able to layer that CC. Keria moving up though, Steadfast Presence does come down to the ulti in point blank range. Absolutely beautiful, 1-for-1 so far. As Keria gets exhausted, but it wasn't quite enough to stop the Poppy from dying. Still, Smash comes over, and remember, Pyke can go from hard carrying the game to just exploding in the blink of an eye very, very quickly.
That's very true. A lot of champions on Dplus who could just explode him quite comfortably. Also, playing Pyke into Poppy, if you do misstep, you will just get exploded. You will just get locked into place and then exploded.
Yep.
Stunned into a wall, steadfast presence, can't escape, dead. They are trying to go for the Herald. This seems a bit ambitious.
Yeah, Lucid is going to spot them as Shelly loses interest in fighting T1 for now, as Korea on a control ward, sidesteps, does get a stun onto Pays there into the wall, but I mean, Korea is very dead. And there's the flash in, the double stun from Showmaker to take down the Jarvan. And now Faker is moving in. That should cause Dplus to back away. We do have the top laners just fighting on the bottom side, both of them with teleports now. Obviously, Doran's is a little bit better. But Showmaker going to have his back stopped. Wow, it's all about just denying resets.
Just stop them from recalling. That's the game plan. Keep doing it enough, and eventually you take the Nexus.
Yeah, because they then cannot recall. As Carrier just going to get sidestepped there by Smash. And Pays now going to try his hand at it, as it is going to be the secure by Lucid. And Faker just going to wander away. So, Rift Herald taken, Eye goes over. And they will be able to use that to try and knock down one of these turrets. First turret did get taken on the top side of the map for Dplus.
Lucid is pretty strong right now. And has the Eclipse in pocket. So, doing a good amount of damage here. Goes for Pays. Pays flashing out, Rocket Belt in the way. Had the turnaround damage with the ultimate, but then that combo from Showmaker. Unfortunately, they aren't able to get Carrier as well. But still some good return, a good return kill. Definitely needed.
Yep.
State of the game at the moment, very T1 favored.
Although the gold lead has been consistently getting less big-ish over the last 7 minutes. I mean, I just want this to be a competitive game. You promised it to me, Orcs. Earlier on, you said this was going to be the close one, okay?
I thought it would, you know.
I mean, Lucid's 750 gold ahead.
Lucid's doing good. And also, you know, they have a big gold lead, but it's Pyke gold.
Yeah.
Pyke gold's a little fake on Pyke specifically. Like, he has a 1.2k gold lead over Poppy. What does that really mean?
Oh, interrupted immediately. Tibbers is real mad, but does get stunned up.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, what does that gold really mean? When
the walk up and get exploded situation is a little bit of a worry.
Yeah, so a little dangerous.
If he didn't have no treads, by the way, he was dead. Of 100%. So, goodbye. Very, very good. Goodbye, as in good B-U-Y. Like good purchase.
Oh.
I wasn't saying goodbye. He's still here.
Also, it was good buy Carrier.
Yeah. It was good buy Carrier to buy the item for Carrier?
Yes.
So it was a good buy.
He didn't say goodbye.
Buy Carrier.
Because it was good by Carrier to have a goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye.
What a language.
I do not want to be in this conversation anymore. All right. That's what we've got to, as we need another team fight as the Bone Skewer goes wide, so we're going to get denied. Still, there is a Chemtech Dragon up and available. And Carrier is in the back of the pit, does just skate his way out. And Dplus with a little bit of control. I feel like they've got a little bit of their mojo back in this game.
TP's coming in. 2-1, want to contest this.
Yeah, Pay's coming over. There is...
Doran has Mega, he's here.
Yep, he's wandering up, but he's a little bit early, you could say. There is the eviction of the Jarvan. That should guarantee the Drake, and there it goes over to Dplus. As now the heroic charge, and they blow up the orange buff before he can do anything at all. Now Faker is getting cornered. Korea moving up to him, but maybe he's going up a little bit too far. Between worlds goes Faker. But they're not going to be able to do anything here, and down went Doran. They get themselves the Rift Herald now as the kick was so weird there from Lucid, not quite able to make the play, and he will just fall. Rift Herald does get a charge, so there is that.
Oh, he wanted the montage kick. He tried so hard, but Pays pre-rooted him when he went in.
Aha!
And unfortunately, didn't get to do the kick flash, so he just kicked.
Yeah. Pays is now potentially just, not able to play ping pong with that one. You only have one rebuttal for quite a few seconds. And yeah, that is a lot of money over to Smash.
So they do at least get Pays. So we'll see the replay. Part of the problem here, Ona gets knocked away from out the fog of war. Banana Rush control going big here. And then Doran, his Mega times out just as he goes in. Like, he gets his ult, and then he's mini-gnar as he gets smashed in the wall in one shot. And then here, so Lucid goes in on the minion, and watch the root.
Oh, no.
So unfortunate, because obviously you can't kick flash if he's rooted there.
Yeah.
Just great from Pays to prevent that, and also very unfortunate for Lucid.
Yeah. Because it would have been very, very cool.
It would have been slick. Saw the vision.
Well, and then they do get their revenge. So there is that as well. The gold lead now slipping down to about 2,500.
I wonder if he'd
Carrier.
flashed a little sooner to dodge the root. Then he wouldn't have been able to kick flash, but he would have been able to get the kick. Maybe the angle wouldn't have been great. Obviously, talking in retrospect. Oh.
Carrier does make his way down, but Doran is still taking so much damage here. Tiv still chasing as Career comes over, lights him in fire, throws a buckler at him, and makes his way out. They take the turret as well as the rest of T1 are turning up, but they don't have their top laner anymore. And Dplus happy to take the 4 versus 5, or maybe it's a 4v4 as there's a Corki in the mid lane. In goes Ona, and he's pretty tanky. Flash out from Lucid, the bone skewer connects as Carrier turns the montage back on. He'll find another one with the help of Faker, and she falls, and just give this man the POM. I don't care. It doesn't matter who wins, just give it to Carrier.
Just when Dplus look like they're going to be able to turn it around, T1 come back huge, and it's the Pyke again. It honestly feels like this pick, it's so easy to just start being useless when it gets to team fights.
Yep.
Not in this case. Doran, unfortunately, pinned against a wall, stunned twice in a row. And then, yeah, the flaming buckler to take him out.
Very cute by Carrier.
But,
by Carrier.
yeah, Carrier gets this sick, I mean, it comes a little bit later. They focus damage on a Lucid. But Carrier ends up getting this sick bone skewer into ult.
This bone skewer was revolting.
Ult's prepped up for it. And then he goes to the E ult to extend it with the flash as well. To get the stun on the vein.
My lord. That was beautifully played.
You know what?
What?
I think Carrier, I'm pretty good at Pyke.
Huh. Well, the more you know. That's why we come to work every day.
Yeah, to learn new things.
Learn new things, exactly.
Learn new information.
We also learned that Rumble and Karma should be banned.
Oh, yeah. True.
As well. Like, we've learned a lot of things today.
The thing is, the gold lead isn't crazy right now, still. And again,
I mean, it's gone down since that last
1.4k
fight.
of it is on the Pyke over the Poppy, which... how much... Like, you know, Pyke's always going to have a gold lead. It feels a bit, like, fake, you know?
Yeah. There's also a lot of it on Aurora versus Annie, and I feel like Annie will always have a fair bit of value, just in general.
Yeah,
like being able to drop
Smash
airs.
has 3 items completed.
He's
so I don't know.
Scary.
This game, T1, they've had the tempo vibes, they've been in control, but it's not as clear cut. Especially, I mean, you think about the previous 2 games, 17-2, 15-4. This game is still closer.
It
is a lot closer, even though we had like the triple lane gank.
I mean, the early game was not. The early game was way further one-sided. But DK have been able to turn it around. Now looking for this 3rd dragon of the game. 1 apiece for both of our teams right now. Is Bone Skewer getting charged? Carrier just going to clear out some vision, though.
Now the vision's gone, kind of hard to move back in. They don't really have anyone who can like go forward and face check.
Well, maybe it's Showmaker who dash cannons his way in. Career as well, might be able to look for something, and Shiu going down extremely low against Faker, who just gets knocked into the wall. Shiu looking for the angle here, and Faker taken down with the silver bolts. Lucid not even able to come on over there, and the Korean Kase, and hear them in the background. Shiu! As he manages to pick that one up. Carrier, though, looking to try and shut him down, and that he will do immediately. As Flag and Drag, great buffer there from Ona, but Doran doesn't find any joy with the ulti. As the Poppycopter is just unable to really get off the ground, and now Carrier looking for his next target. Still, Korea is surprisingly tanky as the Drake is secured here by Lucid. Ona down exceptionally, he lands the Q! How did you connect that? Lucid, you madman! And now Korea has taken some Hex Gates to get himself in. Pays looks for the ulti but doesn't find the damage, and it's Carrier versus the world. Feels like it's been that this whole game long, but this time I don't think the smart money's on him. As Dplus somehow
GP.
find a huge team fight. Yeah, Faker is going to make his way back in. Showmaker just executes Carrier. And Smash with the Valkyrie will be able to get away from the Aurora. So a delayed pseudo-ace in the team fight, I guess, theoretically.
I think a big aspect of this was Faker being down at the start of the fight. You know, the two people with gold leads with a pipe, which is kind of fake, and the Aurora. So Aurora...
He also condemned him into his own wall so that he'd be back on the other side as Faker dies again, this time just to Lucid.
Yeah, him going down twice. Gold lead only 300 now. They're going straight towards Baron. Owner's going to make his way over here, but you're playing into Poppy, and you have no flash. It's going to be so hard to approach right now.
Not to mention, there's now a Vayne that's joined in, and this Baron is not going to last another 5 seconds. So Owner is not going to be able to get here in time. That is a guaranteed Baron. No smite even required by Lucid.
Yeah, they only used career smite on it in the end. Dplus now with the gold lead. The first time in this game.
Yeah, and they've got a Baron to use as well to try and grab even more money.
This ends up being a 4v5, 4v4 fight, sorry, because the Vayne dies at the start. But I think not having the Aurora is such a big cost. That Sonic Wave was crazy. And then here, just Smash and Showmaker just moving up and free hitting. They take out the Gnar. Pays tries to burst, but doesn't quite have the damage. And they're able to finish off all the carries.
Oh, so Lucid just hit him with a Q, and Faker didn't have a turret, so he died.
Yep, that was enough.
It's exactly what you were talking about, right? Aurora, after you've pressed all your buttons, you really are just kind of hopping around, hoping that they don't hurt you.
Yeah, yeah.
Lucid did. Okay, Carrier wants to find an angle towards this Vayne, who is looking way tankier than any Vaynes I've ever seen, as he uses the ulti to try and get in there. Does manage to get the stun down, and Faker picks it up. Carrier can still do it if there's someone isolated in a side lane. The problem is now they're against Baroned up minions that are going to take down an inner turret in that mid lane. Still, the gold lead does swing back towards T1, and that Rebel Baron power play is at like 200, so it's really not much of anything at all. 2-7-2 here for Shiv. He is not having very much fun, although he did manage to win a 1v1, so that was cool.
Yeah, the E, ult, flash to get the stun, setting it up for the Aurora. 15-15 in kill score. This game has delivered. It has been the close game we're hoping for.
I mean, the gold is completely tied up. It's 2 Drakes to 1. If T1 gets the next dragon, it's going to be even more even. Absolutely crazy. 1 minute left on this Baron, but it hasn't really done anything, right? We saw actually Doran able to push up the bottom lane entirely. Top lane is pretty much neutralized. They did get the inner turret in mid, and I believe it was traded relatively well.
There's a Pike hiding there.
Showmaker is going to dash cannon around him, throws the bear backwards. That was kind of cool. As Owner comes in with the Cataclysm, down goes Carrier as the Annie deals with it, as Faker's also going to get taken out. As Lucid looks for the angle, Pay's doing a lot of work here, does manage to take down the Poppy, but it's a double for Smash. And it's Doran that's throwing back his Yordle Breather, and Lucid flashing on top. And the sneaky Demon Hunter is making her way down. She's not required. The Yordle in a plane is going to be enough to deal with it. That's going to be the ace, and Dplus still have 20 seconds of Baron to use.
Yeah, Smash able just to clean up that fight, crushing T1. They were so focused on getting this pick on a Showmaker, but Showmaker still got good value. Just drop Tibbers on top of the Pike and let the Corki free hit. And I feel like Smash is just so slowly ramped up to be more and more relevant as this game has gone on. So they're trying to fish for Showmaker here. He runs into the minions with the Rocket Belt, so he can't get immediately targeted, drops the Tibbers on a Carrier, gets as much damage off as he can. But it's when Smash joins the fight, like Lucid kills Faker, but just this damage from the Corki immediately annihilates 2 targets.
And like, Pay's used his ultimate, right? And he got an execute onto a Poppy. And the Poppy support. Like, that's the only kill that they managed to find. And that's not enough. You need to have a little bit more impact than that.
Yeah, and the problem is I think they're saying that like one team has this 4.5 item AD carry and the other team doesn't.
Yep. And also, Showmaker might be a little girl, but he's also a very big aeroplane. Do you get it?
No.
He's a 747.
Oh.
That's the Boeing International plane.
Yeah.
Quite large.
Yeah. Thank you.
Although I think they use 777.
He's down 90 farm, but you know...
He's a big plane! It doesn't matter!
He did that on purpose.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that. I still think that there is a decent chance for T1 if they can get their ducks in a row, find themselves a team fight. The problem is Kerry is going to have to do more of that absolutely insane outplay Pyke stuff.
I think
if they're going to
kill Smash. I think he is going to be the focus target from now on. I don't think you can get away with just killing other people for picks, because every time I've seen him go for picks, it has evolved into a full team fight. And as long as Smash is alive, I think you're going to have... I mean, he's so much stronger than he was in the last fight. Like, he's completed IE and the Last Whisper since the last fight. He is monstrously strong.
He's pretty scary. I do think if they hit him with everything, though, he still dies.
If he runs out of health, he also dies.
Ah, right. Well, they have to watch out for that. T1 now on the defensive. Stormrazor completed here for Xiu. It's 3 items done for the Vayne. Does have a slight gold lead as well, but it's mainly Lucid that's really far ahead in this game alongside Smash. And we'll be able to steal away a blue buff. Blue buff pretty valuable when you've got a couple of mages that do want to be carrying team fights. And Ono not going to be able to secure that one for his team. Xiu moving through his jungle. We'll be able to move towards his top side. 30 seconds on the Baron, that's why we see some milling about here from DK.
Yep, trying to control the vision, secure it, and just deny any access. And the thing is, there's no wards anywhere close to the Baron. Like, the ideal is you get a window on their reset where you get some deep wards in and, you know, threaten a TP flank or something they don't sweep. There's just nothing. Like, you're going to have to push up mid and then rotate over. That's your only real avenue in this situation. Kerry he is doing some deep warding. He is fishing.
Oh, actually avoids all of the vision, but then doesn't avoid the Poppy as he gets slammed into the wall, and Carrier, guys, is very dead. And that's what happens if you get spotted out, as now Ona is trying to deal with Xiu, and he fails the flash over the wall. I think even if he does manage to get that flash, he is still dead. Vayne is very good at hunting down her target, and maybe off the back of those 2 kills, they can break open the base once again here in this mid lane. I don't know whether... Can they push for an end? They can't push for an end, right? Not against Aurora Mel.
There's too much wave clear. They can do a lot of damage. You can take 2 inhibitors, though.
The Baron is up, so they could have moved back as... All right, that was fun. Sometimes Korea wants to press his buttons, and that is one of those times.
Just a bit of a zoning ult, you know?
You said that too nonchalantly. I don't think that's allowed. As Doran is going to usher them out. And
Baker's going to recall. There's actually, even though Carrier died, he got the wards down to threaten like a TP flank and see where they're going as they retreat.
Xiu does have his
on
quest
vision now, and they will have... They can have some semblance of an idea those wards are there because they saw Carrier around there. Like, they know she was just recalled now. They have an idea of positions. They even know Smash is here doing the Raptors. Okay. They cleared the ward out.
Owner and Carrier in the area. We'll be able to lock down the red buff. Oh yeah, I was a bit scared of that one as well.
Dangerous game.
Well, Smash now. Lord Doms or a Mortal Reminder will be completed on this back, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Lord Doms does come in. And Showmaker just going to clear up this wave as the super minions start to conga line down. 1 minute until the Hextech Dragon for Dplus. That's Hextech Dragon with a Vayne and a Corki and an Annie. That's a lot of value that you can get.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. No pressure to necessarily do anything. They do want to secure some vision around Baron, as there's no need for them to trade Dragon for Baron. But if they get the Soul, it's there for the rest of the game, and it's so strong. So I think that should definitely be the focus. That being said, if T1 overcommit to the Dragon, Dplus get Baron, that can be decent. But I still think focus point should be getting Soul right now for Dplus.
Depends how they feel about scaling into this game, right? If they do get to a very late game scenario, maybe Dplus are kind of happy with how that one goes. As T1 getting themselves set up, the Poppycopter comes on through, pays, not going to get the rebuttal, and out goes the jungler. So Baron is just secured. My goodness, it lasted for about 2.5 seconds. I guess that's what happens when Xiu's there from the beginning, as he's going to find Carrier as well. Silver bolts, another bullet, and down goes the Pyke. Xiu actually is just a hunter in this game.
Yeah.
It's so lore accurate, and we're now going into like a Vayne season as well. Isn't it cool? It's just really on theme. Wonder whether they did some sort of agreement for this, this
she was just
headline
pushing-
match. Yeah, he's actually just going to be able to grab this inhibitor. That's 2 of them down. Pays is teleporting back, so might be able to take out the wave, but it's Baroned minions, so it's more difficult to take down. Doran will now turn up as Smash is also here. Owner's going to get hit with a bear, though. And as an Australian, I know how bad that can get. As Shu, final hour comes in, flashes out of the way, but he is still in a lot of trouble. Oh my God, Smash! Massive amounts of damage, picks up the triple, and that is all she wrote. Dplus will be taking down T1 in 3 games and continue their winning streak.
I think with the manner in which they took down Gen G, they challenged KT. I don't think this outcome is a huge surprise, but it just shows the leveling up.
They did their time, and they grew like the hyperbolic Rise Group time chamber. And maybe they're ready to be legends once again. As we have a listen, Smash actually doing a lot of the shot calling, which is kind of crazy. But also just probably wanting to come down and get a few of these kills.
Oh, when he goes in here, the damage.
Just disgusting.
I love how excited they get at all these big wins, you know?
And Shoemaker as well, really you can see it on his face, looks like he's along for the ride as they managed to take down the Nexus in the end. And T1 had so much control throughout that game. Dplus found their angle to get back in off the back of beautiful setups. I also believe that Korea with this Poppy pick later on in the game, the problem is Pyke is so good early, Poppy isn't. Poppy late game, though, will always have so much value, and he managed to get so many snipes onto Owner specifically around so many of these objective fights, and without the Jarvan, it's so hard for this comp to play the game as she picks it up. Oh my goodness, the master of deception on the Rumble.
This is going to be the most aura any play of the match KDA setup has one of the best, you know. The fact that 4-7-5 win. Because we've had like the game lost for the bad KDA, but the 4-7-5 win. You know,